In this video, I'm going to talk about ankle sprains. I'm going to talk about how to deal with them and how to improve your ankle to make sure that they don't keep happening so that you can stay out on the trail and feel confident that your ankle can take you through whatever adventure you want to do. I'm John, I'm a doctor of physical therapy, and I specialize in the foot and ankle specifically for hikers, backpackers, and trail runners. So in this video, I want to go through why ankle sprains happen, what causes them, why they seem to keep happening once they do start, and then some exercises that we can work on to help reduce the risk of ankle sprains and build bulletproof ankles for going forward. Now, why do ankle sprains happen? There's a couple of different reasons and I want to go through them. First off, what is an ankle sprain? An ankle sprain, the vast majority of ankle sprains are what's called an inversion ankle sprain. That means that when you step down, you step on something you're not able to adapt to, maybe you're not paying attention, or you step on something too hard, you have a heavy pack on, and your foot moves into what's called inversion, okay? So it goes too far, too fast in this direction. The tissues on the outside of the ankle get overstretched and injured, and then you end up with swollen ankle, maybe some bruising, and a lot of pain that limits your ability to stay on that foot and ankle for a period of time. Now, there's a couple different reasons why that happens. Sometimes it's just a fluke. Sometimes there's nothing you can do to stop it, but usually there's underlying factors that contribute to leading to the ankle sprain. The number one factor is limited ankle mobility, okay? The ability of the toes to come up or the knee and shin to come forward like that. That's called ankle dorsiflexion motion. Dorsiflexion. If you're unable to go through that motion, when you step, you're unable to adapt to the surface as well, and you're more likely to move into that inverted position and be unable to control that motion. So ankle mobility is an underlying factor that usually contributes to ankle sprains. Now, I want to go back to what happens after you sprain your ankle. After you sprain your ankle, we get a couple of different things. One, with that inversion motion, when the foot gets taken in too far, we get an overstretch of the tissue on the outside of the ankle. Now, that is ligaments that connect the leg to the foot, as well as tendons of the muscles that come down on the outside of the ankle to control that inversion motion. When that happens and those tissues get overstretched, sometimes they become damaged, sometimes you can get some tears, but most of the time they just become inflamed and irritated for a while. With that inflammation and irritation, we get what's called inhibition, right? So with pain comes inhibition. Inhibition is when the brain tells the body to stop doing a thing because it's hurt and it's going to cause more damage. Now, the inhibition is important and good in the beginning, but if that lasts for a long time, it's going to lead to a lot of weakness in the ankle in the future. The other thing that happens with that overstretch of the tissue in the ankles is that your body isn't exactly sure when those tissues are being stretched anymore. Let's take a rubber band. You take a rubber band and you stretch it, and after a while, that rubber band is going to get less tight, and you're not going to be able to sense that stretch as quickly. It's the same thing with the ankle. If you have an ankle sprain, a bad ankle sprain, or multiple ankle sprains, your body isn't able to sense when those tissues are being stretched as well or as quickly, and so you're more likely to experience ankle sprains in the future. So let me recap. The three issues that we run into after an ankle sprain that lead to future ankle sprains is more limitations in ankle mobility because of the injury. We get overstretched tissue, so we lose what's called proprioception, our ability to sense where the foot is, which again is going to lead to future ankle sprains, and we lose strength in the everters, the muscles that pull the foot to the side and resist that motion going inward, which again leads to future ankle sprains. So now I'm going to show you a few exercises on how to fix those things, how to work on ankle mobility, how to rebuild proprioception, and how to rebuild strength in those everters of the ankle. The last thing that I want to touch on about ankle sprains before we get to the exercises for them is that speed is king when dealing with ankle sprains. The sooner you can address all of these issues after an initial ankle sprain, the less likely you are to experience ankle sprains in the future. Now, I'm sure you've heard of RICE before: rest, ice, compression, and elevation. And while those things can be helpful at dealing with excessive swelling, they actually slow down the healing process, which means it's going to take longer for you to get back on the trail. What you really need is gentle movement without pain and a steady progression to return to activity, right? That is going to be much more helpful than just resting, getting in a boot, wearing braces consistently, using ice and compression to reduce that swelling. Those things, again, can be helpful at reducing excessive swelling, but in the end are just going to lead to increased stiffness, increased weakness, and a prolonged time getting back to the activity that you want to do. Now that we've gone through why ankle sprains happen and why it's so hard to get your ankle feeling good and stable again, I want to go through the exercises I told you that I'd show you to help you get that ankle feeling solid and stable again. The three things that we're going to address with these exercises are going to be ankle mobility, eversion strength, so those muscles on the outside of the shin, and restoring proprioception. Remember how I talked about when we overstretch those tissues in the foot and ankle, it can be hard for our brain to find where or to know where our foot is. We need to be able to rebuild that awareness, and we're going to do that with some balance exercises. So the first thing I'm going to show you is ankle mobility. I talked about how the ability of the toes to come up or the knee to come forward over the toes, or lacking of that ability, is a pretty strong indicator of ankle sprains. And when we do sprain our ankle, it makes that mobility worse, and it makes it more likely for us to experience ankle sprains in the future. So I'm going to show you two different versions of this ankle mobility exercise. One is going to be a kneeling version. So I'm stretching the front foot with this exercise. I'm going to try to keep my heel down. I'm going to try to push my knee forward over my ankle forward over my toes as much as I can, and get as much body weight into that as possible. I want to aim for my pinky toe, not my big toe. If I let my knee go towards my big toe, see how my arch drops? I'm actually getting a lot of motion from my midfoot and not from the ankle itself. So I'm going to drive my knee forward and a little bit out to the side, get my body weight behind it, try to keep my heel down, and then come back off. I'm going to try to hold it for about 10 seconds, come back off, and do that about 10 times. We're looking for a stiffness here in the front of the ankle. You'll probably feel a little bit of stretching up the inside of the ankle, in the calf and Achilles as well. So that's version one. Version two is a standing version, where with this one, I'm stretching the back foot. I'm going to drive my knee down towards the floor, and I'm going to put my whole body weight behind that. So I'm basically just sitting down, sinking down, and I'm trying to push my knee down towards the floor, again, more towards the pinky toe than towards the big toe. Again, you should feel a pretty big stretch in the front of the ankle. You might get a little bit in the calf and Achilles as well. Again, going for about 10 seconds, 10 times. Now there's our ankle mobility. The next one I'm going to show you is eversion strengthening. And for that, we're going to need some sort of band. You can use a longer band, shorter band, whatever. We're going to take the band, I'm going to put that around the feet towards the toes, and I'm going to be exercising this leg. I'm exercising the muscles that are coming up through here and live up on the outside of the leg, so that in the future these muscles can control a rapid inversion motion, so I don't end up with that inversion sprain again. So we're going to take the band. You need something heavy. You need a lot of resistance for this. These are strong muscles, and if you have a weak band, you're just not going to get a lot out of it. So I'm going to get a good amount of stretch on there. I'm going to let my foot come in, so I'm going to go into that inversion motion, and then I'm going to pull my foot out towards the pinky toe side. Slowly come back in and pull out. When you first start this exercise, you're going to notice that that ankle is really jumpy. It's going to be jumping around like this as you're coming back in, and that's totally normal. That'll get better as the strength improves. You want to shoot for at least 15 repetitions with that. Shoot for 2 to 3 sets. And again, make sure that tension in the band is really heavy. It needs to be strong. The last thing that I'm going to show you is how to restore that proprioception. We're going to do that with balance. You can do this balancing on a flat surface, just like this. It's a great way to start building up that proprioception, but you'll get more out of a rounded or domed surface. You still want it to be a solid surface. You don't want it to be too squishy, because that way when you're pushing down to try to correct where you're balancing, your foot isn't actually pushing against anything solid, right? So we want something solid, but the domed surface of this half foam roller allows the toes to spread and the foot to work a little bit harder. So I'm going to come up, I'm going to start to balance. And the progression here is super simple. Start with as long as you can, work your way up towards 30 seconds to a minute. Staying forward on the foam roller just like this is a great way to start. And then you can add in whatever you want to try to make it more challenging. You can add in little reaches, little squats, or try to balance in different positions like this. Okay, so the 3 things that we're addressing with these exercises: ankle mobility, eversion strength, and restoring proprioception. Those are what's going to help to rebuild that strength and confidence in the ankle so you can get back out on the trail without having to worry about more ankle sprains. I know that these exercises are going to help if you start implementing them correctly, but getting back to activity is tricky after ankle sprains. So if you need a little bit of extra help, leave a comment below or reach out to me on my Instagram, link in the caption below, and I can work with you one-on-one to get you back on the trail. I hope this was helpful. See you in the next one.